Okay, today we're going to talk about toys for your dog. I talk about this stuff all the time, but you got to look out when you're buying things for your dog, right? Dogs present a very unique space where there is a large grouping of potential customers, a money-making opportunity for grifters. That's why you see so many people in the dog world, training and otherwise, that are they're telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. They're not telling you the truth. They're lying to you to make a buck off of you. The Bark Box people, the Flexi Lead people, the treat training, positive trainer people, I mean, they're grifters. When I can go to the store and find a Kong toy, which is a useful item, right, for slowing down fast eaters and things like that, but it has like a Cheese Whiz filler dog treat, that's all the proof I need that there are grifters in the world. The fact that most places sell giant cooked bones, right? Smoked bones that are supposed to be treats for your dog when a cooked bone can kill your dog, that should tell you that there are a lot of grifters trying to make money off you. But today I want to talk about dog toys. Now, general rule of thumb, any toy that's appropriate for your dog really never belongs to your dog and should only be played with by your dog under your supervision. Ideally, a toy should be something that you bring out and you allow the dog to play with when they're playing a game with you. Most of our training takes place by playing games. Since we don't use treat training, we use games, toys, praise, and like thresholds, stuff like that. We find other methods and other forms of positive reinforcement for the dog. Toys are a great source of positive reinforcement, but the important thing is to remember that a toy is not meant to be left with the dog for them to just kind of zone out on, right? Hump it, lick it, rip it to shreds. That's not what toys are for. And a lot of these toys are very, very dangerous, but we'll get to that in a second. First few toys on the list, right, are things like plush toys, right? Nick, these are, we've all seen these, right? These are acceptable only if you're giving them to the dog under your supervision. Ideally, stuff like this is bullshit because the dog rips this stuff apart, starts to eat the fluff, and once they go down that path, you have a dog that's starting to develop pica. If your dog develops pica, you can have gastrointestinal problems. You can have, we've seen dogs that poop out giant pieces of, fluff and plush. So pica is a very real thing. People leave these in the crate with their dog. They think that it's like some cute thing. Remember, your dog is not a little baby. It doesn't need a dolly. It doesn't need this. If you want to work your dog, give this to them as a treat after to play with for a couple minutes. My general rule of thumb is if I want to give a dog a toy to play with without my involvement, say in the crate as a reward, they're going to get the toy until they show a lack of interest in it. So if they play with the toy for 30 seconds and then kind of forget about it for even a second, I'm going in and I'm taking it out, okay? The toy really should be for you to play with. But all this stuff is kind of unrealistic, right? I get it. They're cute, but they're cheap, and they get sold to you because they make money off of you. If you want to make something like this for your dog, you don't have to get like a Bark Box thing or go to your local pet store. You could get like a sock and put a deflated plastic bottle in there, like a Sparklets bottle, and that crunchiness on the sock will be plenty enough for your dog, and then at least you don't have to worry about them destroying it and losing you money. But even more so, I don't encourage the use of plushy toys with this plastic stuff in here. It's just all this stuff in here, once your dog rips it open, is going to it's going to be dangerous. Your dog can get sick eating stuff like that. Things like this, I'm not a big fan of things like this for the same reason. These things are cute I have this to teach small dogs hold, right? It kind of mimics these dumbbells we use. I wouldn't use this as a toy because it can be ripped to shreds. I would never use a retrieving or holding item as a toy. Okay, these are exclusively for when we do drills with hold. Now, stuff like this, tennis balls. Tennis balls are a great toy. They're the squeaky ones. really get a lot of dogs' attention. And you can get a lot of control. Say you have a dog with a lot of with like a heavy prey drive that chases the ball everywhere. Put the ball in your hand. It's almost as effective as a remote collar or a treat, if not more so. The dog will lock in on you, and then you get that from the ball here to your eyes, and you can really connect and make good progress with a dog that has a lot of drive for a toy like a ball. Balls are great. The only thing I would say, once again, like I would say with any of these toys, this is not to be left with the dog. A dog that has like a nasty, slobbery ball that they're constantly chewing on and pawing, and anytime you go near it, they put their paw on it or they block it, that's the start of resource guarding. Don't let your dog do that. Don't leave things like a ball in your dog's crate, in their bed. If you're going to give it to them, you give it to them. You let them play with it, and then you take it back. This is another retrieving item. We wouldn't use this as a toy with a dog. This is actually snuck into the video. This is for the dummy launcher, which we'll do another video on that. And then ropes. Tug-of-war ropes are really popular. I 100% don't encourage anyone to teach their dog how to play tug-of-war. I think it's really bad to teach your dog to play tug-of-war because it's an adversarial kind of act, and you don't want that energy from your dog. Now, tugging ropes are cool if you want to teach the dog to open something. Maybe you're working on a physical assist dog that you want to open the door, or maybe you just want like to make a cool YouTube video or Instagram video and have your dog get like a drink from the fridge. They're going to need to open the door. Ropes are really good for that, but I don't encourage tug-of-war ropes because I don't encourage tug-of-war as a game to play with your dog. Similar to why I don't encourage things like mock fighting or dog parks. Which will be tomorrow's video, is dog parks and mock fighting. So yeah, tug-of-war ropes have a use if you're training. Once again, if you haven't noticed, the moral of this story is if you're playing with the dog actively for a training purpose, there are a lot of toys that are acceptable. But if you're not, most toys aren't acceptable. The point of this is that you shouldn't be trying to placate your dog with a toy, okay? Be active with your dog. When you want your dog to play with your dog. Don't just give them a toy and space out. Now, if you want to give them something that you can trust them with, that you can space out while they have it, the only thing that I guess personally am okay with and comfortable with are Antlers. You can buy these online. If you're in the right area, you can actually, if you hunt, you can get these, right? You can do scent work with something like this for your dog, right? And then you could take them out into the field and look for shed antlers, which is a great way to get them. If you're a city slicker like me, you can just buy them online. But these are very soft, and this is going to sound stupid, but they're also very, very hard. They last a long time. Think of this as like an everlasting gobstopper for your dog. They can chew on it. And chew on it and chew on it. I mean, I have a giant dog, and this has barely even been touched on, and he's had it for months. So Antlers are really great. Small dogs can use them. Big dogs can use them. They won't splinter. They clean the teeth. They satisfy like a teething kind of element, and yeah, they're really, really good natural way for a dog to calm themselves down, and they look badass. So yeah. But long story short, don't leave, right, let's go over, don't leave toys with your dog to have them space out with. Stay away from the plush toys. If you really want to make a plush toy, you could do so with like an empty water bottle and a sock. Tug-of-war ropes, stick to using them for actual tasks, physical assist tasks. And never, ever, ever use like training objects like retrieving items. Never use those for play. And last but not least, and this is the big thing, never keep the toys on the ground. Get a basket or a box. Put the toys up where the dog can't get to them. Remember, everything in your dog's life is owned by you, okay? The dog has no possessions. The dog has no toys. They're all yours. And you're kind enough to allow the dog to play with them while they're working with you. That is how you can get the best return on your investment when it comes to your dog's toys. And kind of get the best behavior with the way your dog approaches items, okay? Avoid guarding issues, all of that.